we are going to learn few basic things about types of MCB, its trip curves, and based on the trip curves, its applications. Hope it will be useful for you, and the standards whichever is followed in this video is from IEC. That's just for your reference. And by the way, I am Mr. Raja Babu. So let's just get into the video. So what we are going to see is what is MCB and what for it is used in an electrical circuit, how it functions, what are the internal parts of an MCB, and we are going to see in detail about the trip curves for different type of MCBs. Based on these trip curves, how the MCBs are chosen for different application we are going to discuss. So let us start the discussion. What is MCB? So many of us might be already knowing what is MCB. It's a miniature circuit breaker, an electromechanical device used to protect circuit from two different type of faults, that is short circuit and overload. So what is short circuit? Short circuit is a condition when the line and neutral comes in contact without any proper load or resistance, or in case of a three-phase system, more than two lines, or the line to neutral, all three lines connected together, or three lines with neutral. So when this kind of situation happens, the huge amount of current start flowing in this circuit. Since the current is very high, the protective device has to trip or open the circuit very fast. On the other hand, we have the second type of fault, that is overload fault, where the load current is little greater than the rated current of the MCB. So in that case, the MCB is going to trip, but not instantaneously, but it takes little time, and the time depends upon the amount of excess current. So if the excess current is very high, then it will trip fast. If the excess current is low, then it takes bit of time. So we are going to see with the help of a trip curve, we are going to see from which current to which current we can say as a overload, and above which current we can say as a short circuit. We are going to see. Okay, so for doing this work inside a MCB, we have two mechanisms. So the first one is electromagnetic mechanism. So simply speaking, there is a trip coil inside the MCB. During short circuit fault, the current, the excessive current, that is a very high current which is flowing through the circuit, also flows through this trip coil, and this trip coil produces strong magnetic field, and this magnetic field moves the plunger so that the tripping mechanism makes the MCB to trip or open the moving contact. On the other hand, there is a thermal bimetal release which is used in case of overload fault. Here there is a bimetallic strip also connected in series with the trip coil. In case of overload, as I told you a little earlier, the current won't be very high than the rated current, but it is excessive. In case of this kind of fault, the bimetallic strip, the temperature rises. When the temperature reaches to certain point, then the bimetallic strip start melt, or it bend over. So when it bends, then again the same tripping mechanism opens the same latch point opens the MCB. Okay, so these are the two major mechanisms. Obviously, there are many other parts inside the MCB. Let us see this picture so that you will get a point. What are the main parts are there inside a MCB? So this is a single pole and a single phase MCB. So you can see here there are terminals to connect the input or output. So you can say this the connection from the RCD, and then from here it goes to the control switches and to that particular load. So we can say this is our input side and this is our output side. So when the current enters in this conductor to this terminal and the current start flowing in this path. So this is a bimetallic strip, or I can say it is a thermal mechanism, and the current start flowing through this trip coil as well. Once it flows through the trip coil and it comes to the moving contact. So this is a moving contact, and from here it goes to the fixed contact and it goes to the output terminals. All these are connected in series. Apart from that, there is a hand operated lever to operate this MCB manually on and off. And there is a arc splitter here. I will tell you what is the purpose of this. So when the load current which is coming through this terminal exceeds then the rated current. Okay, so the normal rated current of a MCB is given in IN. For example, we have D6 MCB. So the normal operating current of this device is 6. Okay, so 6 amperes. So when the current goes beyond this 6 amperes, then we can term it as a overload. In case if it goes very high, then we can term it as a short circuit. So based on the amount of current, the mechanisms, either the thermal mechanism or the trip coil is going to function. So in case if it is very near to the rated current, say 8 amperes or 10 amperes for this case, then the bimetallic strip, the temperature slowly rises. Once the temperature rises to certain point, then the bimetallic strip bends like this. Okay. So when it bends, this is the latch point. Okay, so it is shown this latch point will unlatch. So when it is unlatching, then this will come down and then this moving contact will go up so that it disconnects the circuit. On the other end, for the same B6, the current goes maybe say for example 100 or 150 amperes through this MCB, so which will be considered as a short circuit. It's a very high current compared to the normal rated current here. So in that case, the trip coil placed here will produce a magnetic flux. It will produce a magnetic flux here like this, and because of this strong magnetic flux due to the high current which is flowing through this coil, the same latch point will be unlatched. So when it is unlatched, again it is going to open the moving contact, so it is going to disconnect the circuit from the faulty conditions. And when the moving contact is opening up due to either short circuit or overload, So here there can be arc produced between the moving contact and the fixed contact. So this arc runner and the arc splitter are used to quench the arc which is produced during this opening up the moving contact from the fixed contact. Okay, in case of, especially in case of short circuit, a huge amount of current is going to be flowing through the circuit. So when the contact is moving or opening up, then the arc will be produced. So that arc can be quenched using this arc splitter. So this is about the constructional feature of an MCB. So let us see now some standards with respect to overload conditions. Then we will go to the next points. So this overload protection in accordance with IEC standards is given here. So there are some terminologies which is given in these points. So IZ, IN, IB. So these three terminologies which I am going to use here with respect to the IEC standards. What is IB? So it is a design current of a circuit. So you have a circuit for either lighting circuit or a socket outlet circuit or AC water heater in case of domestic, or in case of industrial applications we have different sort of load. Okay, so in the circuit the design current is given as IB, and IN is a rated current of a protective device, and IZ is a current carrying capacity of the cable in accordance to IEC standard. Right, if you see this equation or a sentence, you can understand the IZ, the current carrying capacity of the cable, should be greater than the current carrying capacity of the MCB or a protective device, and these both should be greater than the load current of that particular circuit. So we have to be very clear in this. So whenever we choose the MCB, we must ensure that the load current, and then we have to choose the MCB, the normal operating current, which should be greater than the load current. Usually it will be 1.45 times, and the cable, when we choose the cable for connecting the circuit, so this must be, the current carrying capacity of the cable should be greater than the protective device current carrying capacity. In that case only, so we can protect the cable and the load from the faults. Okay, so this is a simple idea. And this I2, the terminology I2, okay, so is always less than or equal to 1.45 times of the current carrying capacity of a cable. Okay, so what is this I2? I2 is current ensuring effective operation in the conventional time of the protective device. Okay, so these are few terminologies which we must understand before going to the next slide. Again, here few more points is given with respect to load limit curve for PVC insulated curves cable. Let us zoom it. Yeah. So what is the load limit for the PVC cables? And with respect to that, we have put a graph, the lifespan with respect to the current what we are sending through the PVC cable, insulated cables. So in case we have just seen what is IZ here, the current carrying capacity of the cable. Okay, so in case if you are sending the current which is less than or equal to the current carrying capacity of that particular cable, so the lifespan of that cable goes from almost 1 year to 20 years. Okay, so we will have a long lifespan for the cable. So when it comes from 1 times of the current carrying capacity to 1.45 times between this range, so what happens? The lifespan reduces. The lifespan reduces. Okay, so but it is okay it is okay. You see the area of limited heat dissipation in the event of overload. So I2 less than or equal to 1.45 times of Iz. This is okay. Okay, this is okay. So this area is the area where the MCB is going to trip 1.45 times. We are going to choose the MCBs with respect to this area. Okay, so this is occasionally happening the overload conditions or the short circuit conditions. So in case of these overload conditions, then the MCB is going to trip. Okay, this normal operating time. So this area is the normal operating time. It should be, the load current should be less than or equal to this IZ. Okay, so say for example the IZ of the particular cable is given 10 amperes. So the circuit must be carrying something around 8 amperes or less than that. So in that case the cable is going to stay a very long time, and it is not going to produce much heat, and it will not get damaged. So if it goes more than Iz, then that is called as a overload condition. So it is going to trip. Okay, the MCB is going to trip. So if it is not tripping, that means this particular region, if the conductor is sending the current for long time in this region, so then that means the conductor lifespan is going to be reduced. Okay, so obviously we have a MCB, it will trip. Okay, it is not going to sustain for very long time. And when it goes beyond this limit, okay, beyond this limit 1.4 times Iz or more than that, then the cable life comes very lesser. So you can see here from 1.45, then it comes to 10 Iz. When it is coming to 10 Iz, the MCB must trip within 5 seconds. So you can plot any one particular region. So if here some particular amount of time will be there, and here you have certain time. Okay, so the MCB tripping times will be different with respect to the amount of current to protect the cable. Okay, so in case of the failure of the MCB for opening up during this particular region, so that means the cable is going to be overheated, and it is going to get damaged within this particular span of time. So when it comes to 100 Iz 100 times, then it is a dead short circuit. So we must be you can see here in this region itself, the MCB must be tripping within 0.1 seconds. Okay, so if it is going beyond that limit and the MCB is not tripping, surely the cable is going to get fired, and it is going to damage permanently. Okay, so this is the load limit curve for the PVC insulated cables. Now let us see the tripping characteristics of various type of MCBs. Let me first tell you what are the types of MCBs available in the market for with respect to different applications. We have, again, it is a standard followed from the IEC. We have B type, C type, D type, and then we also have K and Z type. So these are the basic types of MCBs. And the normal operating current IN for these protective devices also given in the range. And I have already discussed about these two release mechanisms of a MCB, where we have a thermal release as well as a electromagnetic release. So thermal release, as I told you, it is going to be for overload condition, and electromagnetic release is going to be there for short circuit conditions. Okay, so during the overload conditions, so what will be considered as a overload, and how much time it will take to trip during this overload condition, and similarly what will be considered as a short circuit, and how much time it will take for tripping during this particular fault is given here. For example, we have a B type. So B type, let me take the current ratings is given from 6 to 63 amperes. Say let me take a B10 type of MCB. B10 type of MCB. Okay, so the trip range is given from 3 IN to 5 IN for this particular type of MCB. This is called a trip range. So I can say 3 IN to 5 IN. So IN is a normal operating current of an MCB, 3 IN to 5 IN. So if you see the values for this 10 B10 type of MCB, we can say 3 into 10, 30 to 50 amperes of 30 to 50 amperes of current. So this is the range, trip range. Okay. So if we are coming back to this point, so we have various MCB ratings: 6 ampere, 10 ampere, 15, 20, 30, 32, like that. So that's why they have given IN from 6 to 63. So we have just taken one example, B10. The trip range comes from 30 to 50 amperes. So when the current exceeds the IN one greater than the IN value, so that is when it is coming 1.13 times of IN. Okay, so the MCB takes more than 1 hour for tripping. So it is very normal situation. So 1.13 is plus or minus 0.1 percentage of the excessive load, but still it is considered as a overload condition. But the time taken for tripping during this fault is going to be high. And when it is reaching 1.45 times of IN, so from here the MCB has to be bit cautious, and it has to trip based on the amount of current. It has to trip faster. You see here I put 3 IN, so it is only 1.45 IN. So from this area the MCB must be it has to trip. So when you see here, it should be less than 1 hour. So if it is a 2 IN or 2.5 IN, which is less than this 3 IN value. So I will also show the trip curve with respect to the trip time, so that you will understand very clearly about this. So here 1.45 times then IN, so it should be less than 1 hour. So when it is coming to the trip range of the MCB here, so 3 IN to 5 IN. So when it is 3 times of IN, the normal operating current, it takes 0.1 to 45 seconds, okay, with respect to the amount of current. So it ranging from 3 to 5. When it is the value is increasing from 3 to 5, the trip time is going to reduce from 45 to 0.1 seconds for the normal operating current of a MCB less than 32 amperes. So for this example, 10 amperes, 20 amperes, 15 amperes kind of MCBs. In case of the greater values, the IN value is greater than 32, the time taken for tripping is going to be different. So from 90 seconds, say for example for 3 IN, it takes 90 seconds, and it will slowly decrease. For 5 IN, it will, or 5 IN or less than 5 IN, the trip time will be lesser than that. Okay, so this is the tripping time. Similarly, if you see for C type, D type, K, Z, all these different types, we have a trip range given here. So trip range for C type, it is coming from 5 IN to 10 IN, and for D type, it is for 10 IN to 20 IN, and for K type and Z type, you can see for K type it is from 10 to 14 IN, and Z type it is from 2 to 3 IN. So it is very sensitive type of MCBs. Mostly they use it for the semiconductive devices. Okay, and yeah. So you see here it is the IN values also given for different ratings. So this is for the tripping characteristics of various type of MCBs. Now let us see in with respect to the graphs, tripping characteristics graph. So tripping characteristics graph B, C, D in accordance with these IEC standards, and tripping characteristics with respect to KZ in accordance with the standards, IEC standards is given here. Now let me take one of these curve to explain you how B type and the other types are different from each other. So let me take one value, say this is a B10. Let me take the B10, or let us take B6 as well, no issues with that. Okay, so so just to have a comparison, so let me take a thinner one. Comparison between the B6 and C6. So as per the trip range, as we discussed little earlier, so 3IN to 5IN. So for 3IN, so we will get 18 amperes to 30 amperes. So this is the trip range. Let us see, when 18 amperes of current is flowing, how much time this P-type MCB is taking. So let us take, this is our 3IN. Okay, so this is our 3IN. So let us take this as a reference for us. Okay, so we have chosen the MCB with respect to I1 or I2. So whichever the way you have chosen the MCB, based on that we can take the curve either this or this one. So let me take this, the below curve, for understanding. So when 3IN current is flowing through the MCB, you can see here the time taken for tripping is something near to 2 seconds. Okay, so for this 18 amperes, when the load current is near to 18 amperes, it takes almost 2 seconds for tripping. And when it is reaching to 5IN, it is something here. When it is reaching to 5IN, the time is reduced to 0.6 seconds. Okay, so if you see the lesser value of current, still, as I told you, the normal operating current, if it is exceeds, then it is called as a overload condition with respect to, say for example, this case 2IN, for the same B type 2IN, what happens here, it takes almost 6 seconds. So that means when it is a 12 amperes of current, when the current is flowing in the MCB is 12 amperes, so it takes 6 seconds. So with respect to these three values, you can understand when the time, when the current exceeds, when the current is increasing, then the trip time is going to be decreased. Okay, so let us see, for the same example, let us see one more type of MCB, say like C6. Let me take a C6. Okay, C6. Okay, so the trip range, again we can write the trip range for this. So as I told you, 5IN to 10IN. So the value will be 30 to 60 amperes. 5IN to 10IN. So this is a trip range for this C6 type of MCB. Now let us see what is the time taken for tripping during this fault condition. So for 30 amperes, for 30 amperes for the C type, this is the 5 times, or I can take, this is my 5 times, and then 10 times we have to see. Yeah, so this is for the 5 times. Okay, and how much time it takes for 5 times, here it is something near to 0.6. And then for 60 amperes, that is for 10 times, yeah, here, this one, here. So it is something near to 0.4 seconds. Okay, so this is the time taken for tripping during this range of fault current. So if it is goes beyond this value, okay, if it is going beyond this value, for example in the C type, so here after this 10 IN, after this 10 IN, the current, the time taken to trip dips very fast. You see here it dips very fast. Anything beyond this 10 IN, it dips very fast and it takes very less time. So you can see for this value here something which is less, little greater, like 11 times here, 11 times or 12 times or 13 times IN. So what happens? The time reduced to 0.02 times, and when it is coming to 12 or 13 times of the IN value, it goes less than 0.01 seconds. So until this we can consider as a overload condition. Until this we can consider as a overload condition. So that is from normal IN value to 10 times of IN we can, so anything more than this 1.45 times of IN to, if you are taking this I2 type, I2 reference, if it is more than 1.45 times, from there 1.545 times to 10 times of IN we can consider as a overload, and beyond these values we can consider as a short circuit condition. So until this point the thermal mechanism will try to open if the condition sustained for long time. But if it is beyond the 10 times for this C type MCBs, either 11 or 12 times or something like that, so that will be considered as a short circuit, and with respect whatever the value it is, either it is 10.5 times or it is 100 times, whatever it is, so the MCB has to trip very fast, which will be mostly in 0.01 seconds or lesser than that. So it has to trip fast because the current will be very high. Okay, so this is how we can see the different type of MCBs with a different trip characteristics. And similarly for the Z type and K type also is given here, the trip characteristics. So mostly the B type MCBs are much sensitive for the load currents. Okay, so any fault current, this is much sensitive. So mostly the B type will be used in residential applications. Okay, and where we have more less inductive type of loads, so mostly we will use this B6 or sorry B type of MCBs. C type is less sensitive than B type. Mostly we will use in a commercial buildings. Okay, and for D type, when it comes to D type, mostly they use it in industrial areas and a very high inductive type of loads. Wherever we have a high inductive type of loads, we will use a D type, and K type as well as is used in a high inductive type of loads where like motor, transformers kind of loads are available, but the trip range is from 10 to 14 times. For D type it is from 10 to 20 times. So this is about the trip curves, and the overall trip curves is given here. For the Z is very sensitive where it is used in semiconductor applications, and from residential applications we use mostly B type, and commercial applications we use C type, and K type and D types are used for high inductive type of loads. Mostly the D type is used in industries. So here I have given the summary for the applications. So type B MCBs have the tripping current from 3 to 5 times of full load current. So mostly it will be used in residential applications. And type C is used 5 to 10 times the tripping current, mostly used in commercial applications like small transformers, lighting, pilot devices, control circuits and coils. Type D is used the tripping current is from 10 to 20 times industrial applications like transformers, X-ray machines, large winding motors and so on. And type K from 8 to 12 times of a full load current. K type is used for protecting motors and transformers and simultaneous overcurrent protection of cables with overload tripping based on this IEC standard, and type Z is 2 to 3 times of full load current, that is the trip range, and it is used in high impedance voltage converter circuits, semi cable protections, and simultaneous overcurrent protection of cables with respect to these IEC standards. So I hope I have explained the different parameters of these MCBs. So first we have seen what is MCB and what are the internal parts of an MCB and how it functions, and we have seen some terminologies are this one, and we have seen the load limit curve for the PVC insulated cables and the lifespan of the cable with respect to the load currents, and we have seen also the tripping characteristics for different type of MCBs. We see B, C, D and K, Z type, okay, and the different trip ranges, and with respect to that different amount of timing, trip timing for this different type of MCBs. Also we have seen from where to where the overload mechanism works and where to where the short circuit mechanism functions, and we have seen some trip curves as well for the different type of MCBs. So we have taken some values to compare. So for B6 and C6 we have taken some values, and we have seen how much time it takes for tripping with respect to this trip curve for this particular value of MCB, and the C6 type of MCB is taken. So how much time it takes for tripping. Okay, so until which we can consider as a overload, and after that it will be considered short circuit. We have explained in that, and this is a overall picture of a type of MCBs Z, B, C, D and K type, and we have seen also the application. Hope it's clear. Let us see you again in the another video for much useful topic. Until then, it's me Raja Babu. Thank you for watching. Have a nice